Hey everyone, Porterhouse here, and today we are in the world of tanks. Now this is going to be a somewhat shorter episode than normal, and if you hear movement around, that is the official Porterhouse Mod Reviews mascot, Luke, making a bunch of noise. He's being a big restless doofus, but I still love him. Anyway, as I was saying, this is going to be a somewhat shorter episode, and the reason for that is the World of Tanks videos, unfortunately, are my least watched videos, which makes me kind of sad because they're actually some of my favorite videos to do, particularly when I'm playing with my subscribers. But they just don't seem to have a whole lot of appeal, so I'm hoping that if I shorten them up, that'll help. If not, oh well, I'll still keep doing them because I just enjoy playing World of Tanks and I enjoy showing it to you. So anyway, enough yippity yapping, so let's get on with the episode. Hey everybody, this is the Ruinberg map. This is an encounter battle. There is a single capture point in the city, which is where I'm headed, where all good heavies should go for this map. I'm not entirely sure what everybody's shooting at, but I'm just going to head on down the road. And now I have that Michael Jackson musical in my head. Awesome. So anyway, like I said, I'm going into town, but I always can't resist taking a pot shot or two as I go by. It's not always a good thing because you can get sniped from that ridge up there pretty easy. And as a matter of fact, there's this poor little STRV-74 sitting here, and I take a big chunk out of him, and somebody finishes him, and then I just move along, which is actually unusual for me. So anyway, I see that ISM, and I are the only ones headed into the city. He asks for help, and I immediately say, affirmative, I am on my way. So I'm going to get up to this intersection. I'm going to be a little hesitant because I'm always afraid that somebody's going to be sitting there waiting to ambush. So you saw me hit the brakes there pretty hard. Didn't see nothing, so I start moving up. I'm going to go assist this ISM side swipe, and I see this Cromwell, and that ISM hit him just before I did. So he got the kill on that. Basically just one-shotted the dude, too. That was brutal. Brutal. I start to come around this corner and I see this T-32, and of course I bounce on my first shot, even though I'm not going to go into it. And then I take a little chunk out of him, and he's moving back to where he can't see me anyway, so I start crossing to go join the ISM, and then bam, right there's a J Panther and a T-34-100. Now keep an eye on that T-34. You'll be seeing him again later. Matter of fact, I move up, shot him right in the back of the turret. Actually, that may not be the same T-34. I just shredded half that guy's armor. Now that Type 64 takes a shot at me, and of course it ricochets. So I wait for my reload, and I start to move up again, and that J Panther is just waiting for me. And he takes a little piece out of me. And actually shot at the J Panther and hit that T-34-100 again. So I see the T-32 moving up, and I took a blind shot at where I thought he would be, and I did in fact hit him. And as it turned out, I damaged his track. So the ISM joins me in fighting off this J Panther. So I move up and I take another shot at him, and of course I hit the rubble. And then another one where I can kind of pierce him, but it bounces. And then that Type 64 moves up right in my way, and I let him have it right in the butt. And I get my reload before he gets away and finish him. So in the meantime, the ISM has finished him, that J Panther. So I'm wondering what's going on, so I start moving up. And I'm coming up behind the ISM, and as I turn the corner and start heading up the street, I realize that he's going to be fighting off an AT-8 and the artillery, and there's an IKV there too. And I'm just too late to get a shot into that IKV, but there's that AT-8. Put the reticle right on a semi-soft spot and bounce. And I'm just having a heck of a time trying to find it, so I just took a pot shot at him. Moved up close to the rubble. And sideswipe finishes that artillery. And I can't really get a bead on the AT-8 anymore. So I thought there might have been something in the way I could destroy. And then I realized at some point that, in fact, right there, that somebody was on our cap. And then I turn around and that FV is there, the 304. And our FV 304 has moved up. So I start heading back. Yep, and there's that T-34. So that FV 304 Kappa 1 there is just raining shells down. Unfortunately, he just didn't have a good angle. But he is doing his damnedest. So I start moving up to try to save that M44, and I'm just a little too late. And strangely enough, I am pretty sure that FV 304 and that T-34 collided. So Kappa 1 keeps raining ammo down on them. Or raining shells down on them. So I come ripping around this corner as fast as this thing will go. Which is not horrible. I mean, it could be better. And then I get an eyeball on where he is. So he's got a fairly long reload time. So I immediately stick my nose around the corner and just let him have it. And I almost got him all in one shot. And he tried to shotgun me and he hit the rubble. And I just fried him. Now that T-34 is in pretty poor shape because of me. I'm in pretty good shape. I'm in a Tiger 1. So I just charged straight at him. You had to know you got to be fast as pants. So right at that point, I figured it would just be easier to ram him. So that's what I did. And I got him. And that was the end of the match. I got 3 kills. It was a good, fun match. Sideswipe was a lot of fun to play with. Okay, folks, I'm not going to lie. It was not the best battle, but it was still pretty good. I had a lot of fun with that match. I got 3 kills. I got the T-34-100, the Type 64 that I shot in the butt, and this is the artillery that I hunted down toward the end of the match. Now, I did kind of go off on my own a little bit. I was kind of following the ISM, and I left our artillery exposed, and one of them got destroyed by this artillery, and I think the T-34-100, so I do feel kind of bad about that. Now, my favorite kill of the match was the T-34-100. I just repeatedly shot him and then eventually rammed him and destroyed him, so that was kind of awesome. I got my tank mastery first class. I got my fire for effect, and I got my bruiser, and that was a pretty good amount of damage for me, the 2,124. Team score, I was second in both damage and kills. That was the ISM I was following. Now, he and I were the only 2 tanks on that side of the map. Now, our artillery was there too, and I probably should have stuck around to guard them, but I ended up moving off. Now, he did really well. Sideswipe, if you're watching this video, that was a really good match. I like the way you played. And then, I got somewhat damaged, so I had to pay for repairs. But I still got 34,038 silver, so I am not going to complain. It was a pretty good match.